Mr. Shadare, what led to that decision 4 years ago to move the headquarters to Abuja, and why is the federal government moving the headquarters back to Lagos?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think the decision to move FAAN headquarters to Lagos, to Abuja, was ill-advised in the first place. And I think the minister then, Mr. Hadi Sirika, probably did that for some reasons which we never can tell. But immediately this directive was given, I remember some of us kicked against this, and we thought it was thoughtless. Not only thoughtless, we thought it was not the best decision that should have been taken. Because if you look at Lagos, aviation business majorly is done in Lagos. So Lagos naturally looks like a natural habitat for aviation in Nigeria. So in 2020, the minister, and we thought at that moment that it was COVID year, and most of these people do not have offices in Abuja. You can imagine the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency does not even have a permanent office in Abuja. Likewise, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority and some others. So we thought, how will you move the entirety of an agency from Lagos to Abuja? But let us also say this, that the policy was done during the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo. So they moved some people to Abuja, but not the entirety of the sector to Abuja. Because one, most of the airlines are here. They have their offices, they have their headquarters in Lagos, and it becomes very difficult for you to shuttle between Lagos and Abuja just because you want to sign a paper. And it's also difficult for the airlines to also, do their licensing, do everything, because they will have to move all these things to Abuja. FAAN already has permanent headquarters. They even have residents that some of their top executives stay. And we also look at it's a sheer waste of resources to move everybody. Most of them do not even have where to stay. And some of them have houses in Lagos. So it becomes very difficult, and it became like duplication of duties. You have headquarters in Abuja, you have some critical people here. Why don't you move to them? And that is why we've had a lot of issues slowing down aviation development in Nigeria. I thought the president and the minister, this is one of the best decisions he has taken, because this does not really sit well with the airlines, with the service providers, with everybody that has anything to do with aviation. So it was the best decision that should have been taken. And remember, this policy was done by, like I say, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, but it was never implemented until 2020 when the minister then decided to move everybody. And we could see a lot of excitement in the aviation industry, because rather than slow down the processes of doing things, it will quicken it. So we felt this decision was very timely, was the best that could happen to aviation. It's only FAAN that has moved to Lagos, and we're having a lot of uproar from certain quarters. I don't think everything should be in the realm of politics. We should look at it from the point of development.
Right. Could it be that, Abuja being the administrative capital of Nigeria, the center of Nigeria, where everyone who has anything government will go to, that is why they moved these people there?
You see, in the United States, you do not have everything concentrated in Washington. You have important federal agencies that are not even based in Washington, and it doesn't stop administration. Because let me tell you something, Lagos is, like I said, the natural habitat for aviation in Nigeria, and you begin to slow the process down. Technology has made things very, very easy. Whatever you need can be sent via any form of technology. So you don't need to sit in Abuja. They do not have houses, they do not have accommodation, they do not have office space. They are renting spaces, whereas you have office here in Lagos that
Yeah, but a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. If Abuja is the administrative capital of Nigeria,
yeah.
and they said, okay, well, Lagos was once capital, but we are we want to now start something so that we can make sure that everyone who wants to see government will come to Abuja. The principle of moving them to Abuja, whether they have, is that not more important than whether they have buildings here or not?
You see, we need to look at things holistically. There are agencies of government that should be in Abuja. There are agencies of government that should be elsewhere for easy administration. Let me tell you something. You have FAAN, NCA, NAMA, and Accident Investigation Bureau. You see, you need to coordinate very, very well. You have NCA, NAMA, all these agencies situated within a radius of 200 meters. If the FAAN has to do something, or the NCA, the regulatory body, has to do something or ask FAAN to do something, it does not begin to go to Abuja to begin to do that. They can coordinate within themselves. In Abuja, you have the NAMA office that is over 10 kilometers away from NAMA. You have one that is even 12 kilometers away from the other. How do you now coordinate your activities? Aviation is speed. You need speed, and it's very dynamic. You do not waste time in taking critical decisions.
What about the fact that as they're coming back to Lagos, because they're posting, technically their posting is to Abuja. We hear from the Ministry of Aviation that they will be paid duty to allowance (DTA), because now, if as they're coming back to Lagos, they're technically out of station.
Yeah.
That is that the case? You find that to be the case? Is that not more spending?
No, that's the problem. I say that we take decisions without thinking this thing through. We wouldn't even have been talking about all these things if they had remained in Lagos. We would have been talking about forth and tomorrow another government comes in and say, okay, oh yeah, move back to Abuja. So we begin to have a kind of policy somersault that we actually do not know what we want as a people or as leaders in this country. We actually don't know what we want. If Abuja is going to be permanently the home of FAAN, NAMA agent, let it be. If Lagos is going to be the permanent home for this agency, let it be.